Hey everyone! I hope everyone is doing fine. How's everyone doing, by the way? I may want you to feel good, but how do you want to feel? That is the question today. Anyway, today I'm here to talk to you guys about feeling good. I know that in some of the other messages that I've put out before, I talk about feeling good, and I talk about not feeling good, and I talk about, how good it feels to feel good, and all that is so true. The other messages also are very important, but today we're going to talk about feeling good and why we should feel good. First of all, I know that there are going to be some of you who are probably going to think or say, what is there to feel good about? What is life so good about? Things in my life are not going so well. So much has happened in my life that why should I feel good? People have done this to me. People have done that to me. I try to feel good, but I can't. And even when I do, it doesn't last for too long. Maybe some of you are saying that, I know I have. I know I have felt that way, you guys. So don't feel like you're alone in this, Whenever you feel down and out, know that everyone around you has probably felt the same. Except not all of us are just so easy to go about sharing that we're not feeling good. A lot of times, some of us just want to put on a front in front of people, when they ask us, how are you? How are you doing? How are you feeling? Oh, we're fine, we say. Oh, we're doing good, we say. Oh, I have no problems. Everything's going great. My family's fine. My kids are great, And that may not always be the truth, but we always want to say that, right? We always tend to say that. But in all honesty, if we did go on telling everyone how we felt and what we were going through, it'd probably take a whole day, right? And some people like to share that. Some people like to share the things that they've gone through that are not so well. But you know what? In spite of our world not going so well, or maybe us not feeling so good, or maybe things happening around us that, the circumstances may bring us problems or challenges in our life, or maybe our family's lives that may seem a little difficult to get out of. In spite of all that, we all want to feel good. Why? Because it feels good to feel good. It feels good to feel good. And not only that, but we should be thankful that we're alive. That's the reason why we should feel good. Because we're alive. Because we're alive. Because we have what we have. And in reality, guys, we have so much more than we need in this life. In one of my other videos, I had mentioned that we should be producers more than consumers. And I had heard that somewhere, and it made so much sense to me. So now I think that I tend to live that way. I tend to try and make more out of what I have than try and go and get something that I already have, probably, sometimes us as mothers, as caregivers, or maybe we just on our own, maybe we're cooking for ourselves or whatever. But sometimes if we have money, we feel that we need to spend it all the time. We feel that we need to be out there. Oh, I got money, or I'm going to get money next week. I'm going to go buy this. I'm going to go buy that. And maybe we just don't need those things, in all honesty, if we think about it. But we're so used to spending money. We're so used to getting money and spending it right away, And in reality, we probably already have those things that we want. We just maybe want it in a different color, in a different flavor, in a different size, whatever the case may be. But if we could become producers more than consumers, well, we'd probably be a lot happier. And I'm going to tell you why. First of all, like I said, I think we have a lot more in this world than we actually need. And, like I said, us as mothers, us as caregivers, when we, like me, I always do cook for my family, for myself, for others too, because I love it. I like to. Well, sometimes I may feel like, what I have in my kitchen or what I have in my refrigerator may not be enough. But you know what? If I just go in there in my kitchen or in my refrigerator and I check to see what I have in there, I can come up with something so wonderful and so delicious. And if I stop thinking, oh, I want this or I want that instead, what I have in my refrigerator, that's not what I want. Sometimes if we just change our mind around and think that the things that we do have are the things that we want, instead of looking around and seeing what other people are having, seeing what other people are doing, seeing what other people own, and we look at the things that we're blessed with already, then we can go ahead and take advantage of that situation, and we can make the most of the situation and make something so wonderful out of what we have. And we can become producers instead of consumers. And sometimes when we do tend to, want to make something else, and we don't use the things that we have available to us, well, the things that we have available to us can go to waste. Like food, like I was mentioning to you. If we don't use the produce that we have in our refrigerator because we want to go, buy something else or something easier, or, maybe just buy something because we don't feel like cooking, well, those fruits, those vegetables are going to go to waste. And why did you buy them? So they can go to waste? You're wasting your money, So in all reality, you guys, being grateful for what we have can help us to feel good. Being producers with the things that we have, making the most out of everything that we have, and making things out of what we have already instead of trying to go out and buy them and purchase them because we feel that we need them. That can make us so much more happier, you guys, when we see the outcome of what we've created. Like I know when I go in, like I'm telling you guys, when I go in the kitchen and I go in, I know I'm always talking about food, but you know what, you guys? Food is energy, and that's what keeps my mentality going, my energy going. That's what keeps my imagination going and flowing. But you guys don't have to be, you don't have to use my example of food, for your life. Use the things that you think that you do most of, and sometimes you want more of. Maybe some of you like to go shopping. Maybe some of you like to eat candy. Maybe some of you, just, I don't know, whatever you like to spend your money on. Just think about it. Maybe clothes, you may have a lot of clothes already that you really don't need to purchase any more of, but because you saw something, maybe in a different color, or maybe you saw a different style, you feel like you need that, when in all reality, you've had this dress or this outfit that, has been just sitting in your closet waiting to be used, So just for example, I'm going to be using for me, cooking. Like I said, so I don't want to, what I produce a lot of times is food and, meals for my family, for myself, like I said. So when I think about the things that I have already available to me at home, and when I can create something out of that, you guys, that's extraordinary, because then I feel good. I'm like, wow, look, I made this. Wow, this tastes so wonderful. This is a skill that I have, that I've acquired to make, to be a creator, to create things, to be a producer, And so I know sometimes we may have some of the things, that we may want to make a meal, sometimes. Let me give you another example of becoming a producer. Sometimes, there may be something that you want to make and you just don't have all the ingredients. Maybe instead of sugar, you can use honey, or instead of, something, just a substitute. I know a lot of times when I go in the kitchen, if I don't have an ingredient, I'll substitute that ingredient. Say it's a fruit or vegetable that the recipe requires, right? I sometimes will think that I need, the tomatoes, or I think I need, the onion. Well, if I don't have the tomato and the onion, am I not going to make the recipe? Well, I better figure out something. And if I really want to eat that, maybe I can use mushrooms instead. Maybe I can use spinach instead. Maybe I can do something different, We just have to be grateful, you guys, for what we have and what we have available to us and our blessings, because we have so much more than what we think that we need, you guys. And Jehovah God always provides for us. Our Creator, our Father, who's created everything in life and all living things, has already created everything that we need for us in our life. Everything that we need to live, we have it already. And if we don't, well, you know what? We can pray for it. We can ask for it. We can ask Him like the loving Father that we have, and our children, His children that we are to Him. We can ask Him and say, let Him know what we need. And He's there. He's there for us, to hear us and to listen to us and to give us what we want. As long as we have trust in Him, and as long as we're doing things that are good for us, because His will is for us to do good in our lives. So if we're doing good in our lives, that's His will. A lot of times people say, as long as it's God's will. Well, God's will is for you to live a wonderful life. God's will is for you to get the most out of everything He's provided you already with. So when we're grateful to him and we say thank you to him and we ask him for those things that we need, he loves that. Jehovah God loves to give us what we want and what we need. We're his children. And he wants us to be happy because he's a happy God. So when we know that we have more than what we want, when we already have what we want in our lives, and we just look around and pay attention to those things that matter the most, well, then we can really then be grateful for those things that we have in our life, the small things that we always take for granted, you guys. I'm always coming on here and I'm always mentioning these things to you, but I feel that it's so important, you guys, to just go outside and to feel the sunshine that we've all been blessed with. These are our blessings, what we all have, what God's given us, all our blessings. He gives us the sunshine. He gives us the rain. He gives us fresh air. He gives us fresh food. No matter where we are in this world, where we are in life, we're always provided for. And that is something that I just want to be grateful for and say thank you so much to my God for, because we're always provided for. And when we look around, we get to see and we get to realize, that we're blessed and we're rich already. We may, find that money is very helpful when it comes to buying things and needing things. But in all reality, we don't need much. We don't need much money, unless it's something big that we need, a big purchase or a big, I don't know. There are some things that require a lot of money, but we don't always need a lot of money. As long as we have our heartbeat. I've just recently been watching these videos of a few men, they're different channels, but there's one man that I do watch that goes around and he helps the elderly people in Mexico. He helps the elderly people that don't have much or that don't have any relatives out there to help him or to give them, to help them out or to be there with them or to give them any company. He goes out there. And I don't know where he gets these names. I don't know where he gets the addresses from for these people. But when he shows up at their door, they're so grateful. They're so grateful, and they don't have much. They live in poverty. What we call poverty, what we probably have never seen before in this life. If you're born here in the United States, if you're born here in California, if you're born, like I said, in the United States, and if you've never gone to Mexico, or if you've never visited anyone in Mexico, or if you don't have any relatives that have never gone over there, well, then you don't know what being poor is. Sometimes we think that we have it bad here, but we don't have it bad. There are people in Mexico who are really, really in poverty, And yes, they're sad. They are sad because they see and they hear us here in the United States. They see people on television, that have more, that have couches, that have floors, that have an actual running, toilet in their house. They have food. Every single day there's a refrigerator full of soda, full of junk food, full of, good products. They see all these things and they don't have it. And some of them may have never even tasted, a soda or had a soda or never even flushed a toilet. The things that we take for granted here, some people have never had. And the only reason I think that they feel like if they're poor is because they see and they compare their lives to other people. But in all reality, their hearts are so beautiful because, like I'm telling you guys, when this man goes to their home, and he never goes empty-handed. He always goes with help for them. He always goes with food for them, and he always goes with soap and shampoo, and he always gives them money, to help themselves. And sometimes he'll go with the television, he'll go with the radio, because they've asked for it before, maybe in the last visit that he gave them. Well, they always are so grateful and they're so humble, and they always welcome him into his home, to their home. And the very first thing that they say right away is, come and eat with us, and let me make a meal, at least let me offer you some water, let me offer you, something to eat, something to drink. Thank you for coming to visit me. And they may not have a lot in the refrigerator, and some of them may not even have a refrigerator. Some of them are just there, they have no shoes. They have none of the things that you and I have, the luxuries that we take for granted here. Well, they've never had them before. So they are so humble and so grateful for everything that they receive, that they welcome him in with open arms, and they cook a meal for him from the fruits and the vegetables that they have around, where they live. Some of them grow fruit to sell. Some of them grow vegetables to sell. Everything that they offer and everything that they have, most of the time, it's to sell. They always have a business. They're always working to get money for the day, to see how they can feed themselves and their family for the day. It's not like us here where we get paid by the hour. Over there, if they make $1, if they make $2, it's going to be straight for something that they need, for food or for water, for, I don't know, for whatever it is. But they don't make what we make. They don't make $10 an hour. If they make $10 a day, well, that's a good day for them. A lot of them, So like I say, you guys, we have so much more than we need in this world. And for us to just be grateful for the things that we have. If we've never seen people who are in poverty, well, I suggest you go onto YouTube channels and find them. Find the people, that can show you and demonstrate you that you have more than what you need in this world, you guys. Go outside and maybe talk to someone. Maybe talking to someone, and listening to them, and maybe even to a homeless person around you, that you may encounter. Talk to them and find out how their life is going, and see how wonderful your life is, you guys, and how much more we have than we need. We have so much more that we have that we can share with people. And when we share with people, they are so blessed and they're so grateful. And it also feels so good to share. It feels so good to share. I know that the person who shares on the videos, the ones that I was telling you guys about, that man that goes out there and gives to them, I know he's so blessed in his life. I know he feels so good every time he gives these elderly people a helping hand, and these families with little kids. These kids, their smiles on their faces just to receive, some sweets or some goods or some food, or to receive anything that they get, when he goes by there. These kids are so happy. They're so happy. The smile on their faces, it's priceless, And so, like I'm saying, you guys, you're so blessed, and we have so much more than we need, you guys. If you can ever be a helping hand to someone and give and share with someone what you have, it's such a good feeling to do so. Jehovah God loves a cheerful giver. And you know what? We can also benefit from giving, because it feels good to give. And it's a blessing. And when we give, we also receive. So, guys, just remember, I'm just on here to share with you guys, that life is wonderful and we have so much more than we need. And so let's become producers, and let's produce, and let's make stuff. And then maybe we can share it with people and give a helping hand to them too, and bring a smile to their face too. Remember that you're blessed. Remember that Jehovah God is waiting for you to just ask him for what you need. And when we do good in our life, he blesses us. When we help others in their life, they get blessed and we get blessed also. And Jehovah God, he feels so good too, that he has us to use as willing vessels to help out other people who need it. Take care of yourself, you guys. I just want to encourage you to keep loving life and to just appreciate everything that you have, because it feels good to give. And every day when you feel good, well, it makes life even better. Thank you for listening, and I hope that you continue on to watch the videos. And I know that I haven't made many lately, but you know what? Slowly but surely I'm getting there. Thank you for staying here with me and for listening. I love sharing with you. Take care. Peace out. God bless you. Love yourself. Love one another. And hasta la vista, babies. Give, share, love. Even if it's a smile. If you don't have something to give, or, maybe you feel like, what can I produce? What can I make? Well, you know what? Producing a smile is so wonderful and so easy to do. Just look up into the sky and look at a flower and, be grateful for what you have. And it's easy to come up with a smile. It's easy to have a smile. And give one to someone. Give one to someone. When you get one, you'll get one back. When you give one, you'll get one back. And the more you give, the more you will receive. Thanks for being you. Take care of yourself. May God bless you. Be a blessing. Hasta la vista. Peace.